Hello?
I wouldn't call it clickbait.
Not clickbait, it's true.
Yeah, we signed a guy. He just
It
might
happened.
not be the signing that we all want. Hence the who dis in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you guys want us to do for today's podcast or not podcast, today's stream, like nothing's happening, smile.
Where does it say we signed him?
Uh the internet,
Let's
MLB trade rumors.
let's go take a look.
Your mic's crackling.
W?
Love that for us. Yeah, guys. They signed Rangel Rivera. What's his name? Ravelo, dude.
You don't
Relief
even
pitcher or second base pile.
you don't even know his name.
No, dude.
That's
Rangel
amazing.
Ravelo. That's my guy right there. All right. As Joe said prior to the stream, he is replacement Ty France.
I wouldn't go as far to say that, but
You literally did go as far to say that.
I did say that.
Go ahead, read all these haters his stats last year. Right, real quick, Joe.
Oh, from AAA El Paso and San Diego?
Yes, sir.
Last year, guys, dude was a monster in AAA in the PCL, known hitters league. 310 batting average, 428 OBP, a 473 slugging with a 901 OPS, guys. Guys,
I care, Luke.
one other thing. He walked more than he struck out last year as a 31-year-old in AAA. He's gonna be like Jake Schneider next year. Is
Chills.
my assumption is that he will be a guy that is waiting in the wings that may never get a shot at the major league club, but it's possible that maybe he has a good camp, and in spring training he shows out and can be a bench player on this team. I hope not, because that means we didn't really do much else in the offseason. But this is the news for the day that Rangel Ravelo, former top 12 prospect in the Oakland A's system all the way back in 2017 with or 2016, I think, with the likes of Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, and Sean Manaea. All right, he was in that prospect class with the A's, guys. Right? Chills. Jerry did it again.
If Rangel Ravelo sees an at bat with the Seattle Mariners, you all have to become members. Every single one of you, all 50 of you.
No, I don't know about that.
You all have to become members. Mark it down right now. Thoughts?
I'm not willing to go that far, but there are some other things about his game that was in his, I guess, like prospect little description that I was reading ahead of this, that was just talking about how he controls the zone and he has a good eye for the strike zone. And across 3,000 at bats, 3,389 at bats in the minor leagues, by the way. Okay, it's a lot of at bats. He struck out only 546 times. So do some math. It's a little bit, about a sixth of the time, which is about a 16% strikeout rate. It's not bad. He walked 376 times, so about a 10% walk rate. The walk rate and strikeout rate are right in line with what the Mariners are trying to do this offseason. Guys, I'm just trying to rationalize bringing in a minor league guy with a spring training invite on November 26th in the offseason. We've got so much more time to go. Do not, this will probably be nothing by the end of the offseason.
Needless to say,
Fingers
we
crossed.
had nothing to talk about for this stream.
Yeah. Bro's a professional minor leaguer.
Same.
Yeah.
It's better than we can ever see.
I wish. It could be like the guy for the Pirates last year. Can't remember his name.
True.
But, he had a big impact with a couple games there, and it was exciting and fun for him for a bit with the Pirates. Obviously, he was with the Pirate system, I think, the entire time, whereas this guy has bounced around to the White Sox, who he was drafted with, bounced around to the A's, then the Cardinals, then he was in the NPB. And then last year in San Diego, he was in AAA, and now he is a Seattle Mariner. Holy smokes, the vibes are so gone. Don't worry, we'll be back in like a week's time once we've signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It's not going to happen, but maybe it will.
So Jimbo Boy says the Seahawks are falling apart. The Mariners are doing everything they can to stomp on my heart. I'm about to become a full-time Kraken fan. Aren't the Kraken bad right now?
They're not.
The,
They're not as good as they were last year.
I'm pretty sure they're ass right now.
They're not great. We
We
don't.
don't need more arms. I very much beg to differ.
I mean, if we're gonna go out and make an impact trade, it's gonna be with our young pitching, meaning we would need an arm in some capacity. Did we see that Blake Snell raise the flag at the Hawks game? We did. We also saw him doing the little halftime thing with the at the Apple Cup for the Huskies. I think that's what it was, like a siren or something. Yeah, I mean Blake Snell is doing just about everything that he can to make it known, very known, that he wants to be a Seattle Mariner, or at least, he's giving off that vibe. And whether or not the Mariners front office will do anything with that, I guess, is yet to be seen. But I don't know. I don't really know if they will go out and sign him, because it's an awkward situation as far as what the team needs, what Blake Snell will probably want. Because there's two avenues for Blake Snell, what he wants. Money, duh, just won the Cy Young. Potentially his last contract to really cash in on. But he also wants to pitch for his hometown team. The hometown team in which does not necessarily need pitching on his level, It doesn't really make sense to invest as much money as might be needed, because it's just like you're investing in another Robbie Ray when we've got Robbie Ray already. I get that Snell's probably going to be a bit better, but I don't know. It's not the old. I don't know. I just the fit, as perfect as it may seem, is the hardest no-brainer, I think, of like a free agent signing in recent memory.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, because the Mariners truly don't need Blake Snell right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be very hard to justify spending the money that it's going to cost to sign Blake Snell on Blake Snell, because, well, frankly, he is a luxury that the Mariners don't need to be dipping their toes in right now. They need to be going out and looking for bats in any way, shape, or form that they can find them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Blake Snell is the guy. Sign Snell, trade Ray, you'd get nothing for Robbie Ray right now. So yeah.
Unfortunately, it's because, the injury, obviously, and the contract is just, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why a team would want to trade for Robbie Ray unless they just have some insane high ceiling on him and they are super, super desperate for pitching, that they can, obviously I don't think that trade would happen right now. It would probably happen when Ray's closer to returning, like during around the All-Star break. If he does, you're super blurry. I'm super happy about that. If he does return, it would be around the All-Star break, but I think a little bit after, in like August. Eric Schultz, whenever that pops up, by the way, that's gonna be amazing. I am thank you so much for the $11 super chat. $1 for every WAR Rangel Ravelo will bring the Mariners. An 11 WAR player, ladies and gentlemen. We just got Shohei Ohtani, and we didn't even have to spend $600 million on it.
Oh, Eric, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the $11 super chat. If Rangel Ravelo brings the Mariners one WAR, I will be ecstatic. But I appreciate it, Eric. The thinking, wishful thinking. I appreciate that. Baseball Bros, what's going on, man?
That's great.
That was so funny. I swear any quarterbacks that are playing college right now be better than Geno Smith, Trey Geno. I mean, yeah, he's been pretty bad lately.
Go Hawks. I mean, dude, I don't think much has been working for that team just in general.
No.
Like, as far as orchestrating a cohesive unit, but I don't know. I haven't really watched a ton of Hawks ball recently. I just know they've been kind of butt cheeks the last two games. We want Penix. I can understand why. I mean, dude was good. Had a phenomenal year. I'd say, well, phenomenal. I don't know. He's probably gonna get the Heisman, but like maybe not, because other guys were doing a little bit more stat stuffing. But who went 12-0?
Penix.
Is it Penix? It's not Penix.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see.
Michael Penix Jr. What's wrong with that?
I just, saying it that way, just,
What?
you know what? Never mind. Go on. Continue.
I
Go
don't know.
on.
There's nothing else I need
Speak,
to say.
speak your truth.
I think the duck song was causing me to lag, and your camera is so unbelievably blurry. I might
I'm
have I
very blurry.
You're super blurry right now. Joe is saying it wrong. Yeah. Thank you, Seahawks. Seahawks fan 910. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey,
Big football guy.
chat, do you guys know the duck song? Was that a thing for you guys? The duck song?
I have no idea
Duck
what the sing
walked up
is.
to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, right in the stand. You know that song? Any idea? No?
Well, let him contemplate for a
Yeah.
second.
Let him cook. How about the White Sox Eloy Jimenez for Marco? Why would the White Sox do that?
The only thing would be
Gotta be great. Let's go, Will.
great. Will's got you, bro. Aaron,
Aaron,
what's up,
what's up,
dog?
homie?
So the Marco, I mean, dumping Marco's salary, I think makes a lot of sense. If dumping Gino's salary makes sense, why would they not try to do that same thing? I don't know a fit for Marco as far as teams and a package. Eloy, yeah, he's got a ton of injury history. Yeah, he doesn't really have a true position because he can't really play the outfield. But I think there's still so much upside for his bat, that the White Sox probably value a lot more than a Marco Gonzalez. When will Marco return? He will I think he's supposed to be ready during spring training. Like he will be ready for spring training. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, he allegedly will be ready for spring training. Should be good to go
allegedly,
now. So yeah. Um I read that Dipoto has a sustainability fetish. He's only getting guys with time. I mean, part of that I would say is true. I
yeah,
mean, he does like getting guys that can, which is fine in a vacuum. Like, yeah, that's what you need. You need a team that is sustainable for years and years to come. Look at the Dodgers throughout all the 2010s. Like their team was very similar, largely the same for a lot of it, but they always went out there and got more guys that would fit in a long-term deal with the Dodgers. Whereas you think about like the 2019 Washington Nationals. Like they went out and won the friggin' World Series and then nothing after that. Then they immediately went right into rebuild
yeah.
because
I
they're
mean,
not sustainable.
that was maybe it's not. I agree with what you're saying. Like to a degree, it was kind of just I think a perfect storm for the
Yeah.
Nationals in that moment. I think that team with its core was on the precipice of winning, maybe not a World Series, but like getting there and like having the right pieces plenty of times. The same thing with the Braves. They're on the precipice of being there. Except, I mean, it's a little bit different in terms of core, but like it's just the Nationals hit their stride, won it at the very tail end of what their window kind of would have been, if that makes sense. I don't disagree with what you're saying that the Dodgers are an entirely much more sustainable product than what the Nationals ever put together. But I think there was a level of sustainability that the Nationals were doing very well in like the 2010 to 2019 range, and they just happened to win at the end of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know, were the Nationals really any good in the years prior to that?
what do you
Like
mean?
like in like the 3 or 4 years prior to 2019, were they good at baseball?
Hold on. Let me go to baseball reference and pull up the records and such. Washington Nationals
Diaz,
team
Lee, and
history.
Soler. Diaz, Lee, and Soler, we win the AL West. I don't know about all that, Mason. I mean, Yandy Diaz, yeah. Jung-Hoo Lee, yeah. Jorge Soler, sure. I don't know if that's enough to win the West, but
It could
it's
be.
close. It could be. It very well could be. I mean, you're putting Yandy over there at first and third.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jung-Hoo Lee in left field. Soler is your DH rotating the guys through. I mean, yeah. I mean, it certainly is better than what you've got right now. No doubt in my mind. It still doesn't necessarily. I mean, um, if you're cool with running Rojas and Urias out at second base, then sure.
I
But
think
it
there's a
just depends.
level like you could probably get away with doing that. It's not like the most ideal situation, but like I don't know. Would you rather? Okay, so question: would you rather win a World Series and go back to rebuilding, than lose in every postseason?
I mean, I guess technically, yeah.
Sure, right? Like
Because
if that's the trade off, then sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like if it was win a World Series and then just go back to mediocrity for 25 years, no, I'd rather be in contention every
sure.
year.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I mean?
I
I'd
mean,
rather like with the possibility of making it to the World
yeah, if it
Series.
was cut and dry, like you win one and then whatever, but like every single time you go to the postseason, you're out no matter what. Like you can't like overcome the odds there because like you just get hot in the postseason and then you win. But what years were you asking me for the Nationals? Because
Like
it
2016 through 18.
so 20 I'm just gonna go so 2016 through 18, 95 and 67, 97 and 65, 82 and 80. So they went to the playoffs in 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017, and then they won in 2019.
Got you. Okay.
So they were like pretty like consistent throughout the 20 like after 2011 basically. Like 98, 86, 96, 83, 95, 97, 82, 93. So
Yeah.
I think it's just they hit right at the end and then they got out
Yeah.
basically.
That's fair. Good point. Or like the Royals. Like the
Sure.
2015 Royals, you
Sure.
know?
Yeah, yeah. They went to back World Series, but like that was it. That's all they were touching because that team was done after that. That makes sense. That's a good.
I
I
saw
think
the
that's a
Geno
decent
trade.
comparison.
Yeah, you already know the Mariners got fleeced. Terrible trade. Acquire a middle end starter, trade Wu or Miller for Donovan or India. If we trade anything more than Emerson Hancock for Jonathan India, then we're stupid.
We just
Um,
don't need that. I mean, I guess if you then move the platoon of Rojas Urias to third, and then you fill out second base with India or another trade for a second baseman in that same way, sure. But if you're gonna do that, I think I don't know because I don't know if I want to go out and get a second baseman for the price of Wu or Miller because I don't know who'd be out there. I feel like the best fit would be probably Nolan Gorman for what people have been asking for a bunch over and over again throughout the offseason. But I don't know how much is that like really worth it. And India just doesn't feel like a fit for me. I understand why maybe some people see it because he's available, but for the price that they're gonna want, it's just not gonna happen for me. But
yeah, I agree with that. I just don't think India is worth it. I would rather have honestly literally anybody else in that infield.
like
And I
Jose
think that
Ramirez,
I mean I didn't know that he played for the Reds, but yeah.
well, no,
Uh
I'm saying as far. Oh, I see what you're saying from a trade package from the Reds. I thought you were saying
yeah,
like as I get what you're saying now. My apologies.
yeah.
He
It's
play.
okay,
I
buddy.
mean, he plays in Ohio. It's the same thing.
I guess
Cincinnati,
that's true.
Cleveland. Same thing.
Ohio's not a real place.
It's not.
Guys, I don't know why the Guardians would trade Jose Ramirez, by the way.
Maybe to get some value of some sort for
But like
whatever reason.
they just signed him to such a team friendly extension. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, they want to make it hard for Steven Vogt. That's why. They're gonna make it a challenge.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why.
sure. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, JRM's I think the dream as far as going out and trading for a third baseman, but it just doesn't seem realistic for one the asking price and two, the contract is good for the Guardians for the value that they're gonna potentially get year in and year out of probably a top five MVP guy if the team around him can do things on a baseball field. So, like JRAM is one of those guys that you don't like let go of unless you're the Colorado Rockies. Then you let go of them pretty consistently.
And then you go sign a third baseman for arguably more money.
Yeah,
That is objectively worse
but
at Chris Bryant.
yeah, that's tough for you because you're a big
Yeah,
KB fan. But
I am. Yeah, too bad he sucks now. Why do I always like the guys who get hurt and then just don't exist anymore? You know what I mean? Like Chris Bryant. I mean, obviously Josh Hamilton before everything. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And then he got hurt and was as bad at baseball.
Seahawks fan, are you saying Emerson Hancock and Jonathan Clase are gonna get you Jose Ramirez?
It's not.
I I
Absolutely not.
I hope that Cleveland wouldn't be that dumb.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't get you Yandy Diaz. If that is what Cleveland would take for Jose Ramirez, boy howdy, would that be like Jerry just He's running all the way home to the like, dude. He's got to go tell his mom about that trade, everything, because that's the ultimate fleece job.
Yeah, that'd be really impressive. That's if you have force trades on, I don't even know if that one would work.
The game's like, are you sure? Are you sure that trade's gonna go through?
You're not buying a ticket if they don't make some kind of decent move. Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty consistent sentiment around a lot of like Mariners fans on Twitter and the internet that it's almost like getting to the level of like I won't say boycott season, but it's kind of getting there for a lot of the people that are very fed up with how the offseason has started. I understand trading Campbell for Urias. It's not necessarily like a phenomenal move. I can kind of see where they're going with it. Vargas and Sebi Savala for Gino, sure, if you're dumping a salary, whatever. But it's not good. Like trying to pass it off as like a more than a C level trade. I can't really like wrap my head around it. So yeah, the moves haven't been great, especially like, you got Blake Hunt, who's a backup catcher. The big news for today, signing Rangel Ravelo for a minor league contract with a spring training invite. By the way, he hit 310 in AAA last year, so suck on that. So yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's the offseason has not been very good so far, but it's still early. What if we traded Stanton? I don't know if we can, but I
Uh,
that would be nice.
the like, hmm.
Yeah,
Trade for Steve Cohen and Mike Elias. Steve Cohen's team won less games than the Mariners last year.
yeah,
Thoughts?
but they spent money.
But they spent money. You're right.
They spent
Good
money
point.
though.
Good point. Therefore, better.
Scared money don't make money, Colton. All right.
My apologies.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
apologies.
I think it is a level of like, do they get to the point where it's like careless spending? But the issue is they haven't really spent anything. So, or anything. They haven't spent. I wouldn't say. I don't know, dude. They haven't spent enough to like warrant like, oh, maybe they should pull back their spending. Duh. Like it's just not. It's not enough from a front office that has a great window of contention and right in front of them with a great team right in front of them to not try and add to it to a certain extent. And sure, maybe trades is just the avenue that they like to do because they can recoup value on certain guys better. You know,
Yeah.
they've got a decent amount of control with Carlos Vargas because they traded an $11 million third baseman who struck out 200 times last year. Like, maybe that's how they try and rationalize it. But as far as like we're all concerned, spend the money. It doesn't have to be Otani. I know a lot of people are like, it has to be Otani. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But there's a good amount of money to be spent out there. Put Dylan Moore at third. Boy, if you don't stop, add him in the trade package for Jose Ramirez, then we can talk. Jung Hoo Lee. Yeah, I mean, I wish. I saw your comment earlier, Prima. I wish.
Yo, single player experience. I appreciate it, bro. I'll do my best.
Yeah, bro's
Your boys
literally dying.
your boys got COVID. It's been an interesting like 36 hours now.
Yeah, I told him I could stream by myself, but he said no, I gotta be there for the fans.
I'm here for you guys, Smile. So if I sound a little under the weather, it's because I'm under the weather,
By the way.
by the way. So I appreciate it, single player.
Yeah.
Um, has Jerry made a trade that has worked other than JP and Castillo? Worked, meaning the player had success and was extended. Gino's trade seemed to be continuing a bad trade. The trade's not working. I mean, the Mitch Haniger trade was a good one.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't extended in the end, but Mitch Haniger trade was good. I still, to this day, think the Marco trade was good. Like, I understand that Tyler O'Neill,
Had one
was
good
good for,
year.
yeah, a year, but yeah, I don't know. I think that Jerry has won more trades that he's lost. The Ty France trade is the greatest trade in the history of trades.
Yeah, it's a very,
So,
very big win on that end.
very incredibly lopsided.
Yeah.
Your brother is defending the Gino trade. What should you say to him? Tell him that John Stanton doesn't know who he is, little bro. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we got a Gino trade is good, Elijah. Ruh-roh. I mean, obviously my gut reaction to it was, what the hell are they doing? I
That's
can
still my reaction to
I
it.
can rationalize it slightly. It is just such a big clubhouse issue that's my biggest hang up. Like, sure, maybe the offensive regression trends were going to continue. Maybe his OPS plus or WRC plus drops below 100 and he strikes out over 200 times next year. That's possible. Sure. The regression continues. But the immediate clubhouse reaction, I would not want to be like in the same room as some of the guys finding out.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Oh, yeah, no
like, you know
shot.
what I mean? Like, had that trade happened, say, like in the middle of the year, they traded Seawald and Gino. Could you imagine how shambles everything would have been?
It would have been really bad.
Yeah. You like Carlos
Yeah.
Vargas? I mean, there's things to like about Carlos Vargas. Sure, a live arm, he's young, tons of control. We basically replaced Isaiah Campbell with potentially Isaiah Campbell. That's probably got a little bit better stuff. Right?
Or you replaced Isaiah Campbell with Gerson Bautista, because that
Whoa.
is the first person that comes to mind when I see Carlos Vargas throwing
Okay.
100 with a nice slider. Gerson the person. All right,
That's a name drop right there.
that's the name drop right there,
I'm
because
surprised you
like
didn't say Tiago Vieira.
that's another option as well. You didn't even know who that was.
Exactly. But I'm helping you out here. You're blurry
Oh,
again.
am I blurry?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
look
how this is how I feel in real life, guys. Just so we're clear.
you look great, bro.
Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna cough.
Sorry.
I mean, hey, Jerry DePoto used to work for the Diamondbacks, Christian. But yeah, I mean,
Big brain.
yeah, or he could be Matt Brash. Like those are the, I think he anywhere between Gerson Bautista and Matt Brash, I feel like Carlos Vargas could be. Could the Mariners turn him into something? Absolutely, in my opinion. It's just, is that worth trading a guy that plays third base every day, is a well-respected player in that clubhouse, and the fans love him? Is that worth a maybe? You know what I mean? Like, is that worth a, ooh, maybe we could turn this guy into something? Or could you have gone out and signed Carlos Vargas on the free agent market,
Yeah.
or a Carlos Vargas like person,
A
and done
clone.
the exact same thing? Yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
Kit Taylor Walls. The utility infield grows.
uh,
It continues. Yeah, Matt Brash in the first half. I don't disagree, sour vanilla. But he turned it around very, very well. He was extremely good in the second half. Not to say that he didn't have his good moments in the first half as well, but yeah, I mean, reliever volatility, I think, is a very consistent thing aside from the top 1% of relievers. There's going to be a couple guys each year that do not mess up big moments. Like Josh Hader was one, I think, last year for the Padres. Had a phenomenal year for the Padres. There was guys throughout, I don't know, I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. I mean, Felix Bautista, and before he got injured, there's like a handful, like one hand. Matt Brash just was like on the second hand. He didn't quite make the cut in that top percent. Why you don't like my
you're just
metaphors, my
your metaphors
analogies?
falling apart as you say it.
What do you mean? He just didn't make the
Because
cut of the first hand, so he's the second hand.
on one hand, it feels good.
Yeah, the other is just a completely different experience. Brash was fine, also the most used reliever in baseball. Yeah, that's true. Maybe. But then, like, it was like the second half, like if him being like worn down, I mean, he got better with time. So maybe the Mariners just need to use him a bunch in spring training so he's
Mm,
great the whole time.
mm-hmm.
That's not how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, for
Right,
sure, bro.
guys?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So tomorrow is the 27th. That is the day that you predicted the first big trade or move to go down for the Mariners, which obviously, in my opinion, the Geno trade was that. It already happened, so we both lose.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, hey, what's coming down the pipeline tomorrow?
I mean, we
What
got it
insider
today.
info do you have?
Rangel Ravelo's right there, bro. I mean, if I had to take a guess of what I think would be next, realistically, if the Mariners want to get in some good fortune with the player base, the fan base, it would honestly be to sign Blake Snell, which
Yeah.
is like, I think the lowest hanging fruit answer. But I would say if there was a big move coming, I could see that one getting done before like winter meetings start, because dude was, I mean, there's people said earlier, the Seahawks raising the flag for the Seahawks game at the Apple Cup halftime, blah, blah. I mean, he's there, right? He's in and around big events in Seattle right now. Who's to say that he wasn't in John Stanton's office or Jerry DePoto's office chatting it up, signing contracts? Who knows? I don't. But if I had to take a guess, it would be that. Told fans to
Yeah.
come get me. Yeah, I saw that tweet from, I think it was like just someone on Twitter, whatever. But yeah, Yuri. I mean, it's one of those situations where he is laying it out there as plain as day. He wants it. It's just a matter of whether or not the Mariners see it as a fit. And I think they
Yeah.
should, to an extent, because it's not often you get guys willing, so willing, like obviously just ready to be like, yeah, sign me. Please. Send something over. But I don't know.
Do you think Blake Snell would be willing to take a 1-year deal?
Because that's the only deal that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Because no, he wouldn't be, in my opinion.
No.
But if it means he gets to pitch for the Mariners, like, you know,
Yeah. I think two-time Cy Young winner that. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. He is at the peak of his value, I would say, as far as he is concerned. I don't expect him to come out again next year and post close. Maybe not, I wouldn't say close, but post a similar year. Like, it's not overly feasible that we can expect him to go out and be a Cy Young Award winner again. It's possible, but having that as your expectation, that's going to get you burned. I think it kind of happened with Robbie Ray. Like,
yeah,
he was fine, but he wasn't the Cy Young Award winner that we'd signed him to be, essentially, So going in there with those expectations again, a 1-year deal, what I think it would have to be is a super front-loaded contract with an opt-out. Like, sign him for 3 years, opt out after one, and the first year, this one, would be super front-loaded. So that way, if he has a terrible year, yeah, I mean, it's not a good look, but he can opt out, or I mean, he can, like, I don't even know, because then, like, if he opts in, like, I don't know who the opt out would go for, if it's team or club, or team or player. So, like, an opt out would be, say, you sign him for 3 years, 75 million, right? 25 million a year. You pay him 30 in the first, then 25 in the second, 20 in the third, and you can opt out at some point if he starts to decline, and you have players to fill that position at a more, I think, reasonable rate. It's just that contract's just not going to get accepted, which is the problem. Like, there's no cute way to go about signing Blake Snell aside from giving him the contract that, one, he deserves to an extent, but also, like, having that hometown discount applied to it as well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like that's the big point is how much of a hometown discount is he willing to take? Because for the Mariners, they're sitting pretty right now with their rotation. Like their rotation is their biggest strength. And sure, adding to the problem is with the rotation is you only have 5 spots, possibly 6. So if you go out there and sign Blake Snell, sure, you could have a 6-man rotation and then like just somehow find a way to dump Marco or something like that.
Yeah.
But and then you could still have the same guys you have now. Like the 6-man rotation works, and then Brian Wu, hopefully it'll save on his innings. But it's like, does Blake Snell make sense for the Mariners to be spending that money on? And maybe you get through halfway through the offseason and you find out that none of these free agents you want to sign are going to come here. Let's just do something and go sign Blake Snell. Then sure.
Yeah.
But I just don't think, especially with Robbie Ray coming back, it just does not make sense. There's no way to really make it make sense without trading one of the current starting pitchers first, in my opinion. That's the only way it makes sense.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on a podcast, I think 2 weeks ago. Like, signing Snell then just causes the domino effect that you have to trade out of that rotation. And if you can, I think, package a like Marco with one of the young pitchers to dump salary in that way, that could be an advantageous way to get that money off the books if they're still trying to work around that. But in that same way, if they're signing Blake Snell, like they're not super worried about spending in that way as much as we might think. But it's just I really don't have a pulse on what my expectations are for the rest of this offseason based on the Geno trade. Because we went into this offseason with a pretty sizable hole at second, like as far as like a fail safe. And then the outfield, we don't have a third outfielder right now that should play every day. It's not Cade Marlowe. It's not Dom Canzone. So you need to go out and sign somebody or trade for someone. But now that hole is also at third base. So it's just we've taken steps backwards so far throughout this offseason. And I just don't know like where they're gonna go next. I cannot, as much as I want to predict the future, I have no idea. For all I know, we could go get Lars Nootbaar tomorrow. 10 toes down. Really wants Nootbaar. Maybe they go out and do that. Like I again, no clue. Is Kelenic starting in left field? I mean, depends if you go out and sign a right fielder. He's going to be in either corner. Like whatever corner fits best for the other guy you go out and sign, because Kelenic is I'd say, pretty good defender on either end.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think all indications at this point with the Geno trade point, in my opinion, to that the Mariners are going to roll out the Rojas Urias platoon at either second base or third base, and we just have to live with that. So I would rather they do it at second base then, if that's the case, and find someone to play third base at the same time. I don't want it to be Matt Chapman. Like if it's Heimer Candelario, fine, perfect, throw him over there. I'm fine with that.
yeah,
but by creating that hole at third base when you already had a hole at second base, I just don't see them filling both of those spots this offseason. I just don't see it happening.
yeah,
And so I think that it'll probably have to be the Mariners going out and finding a new third baseman. And again, whether that's Candelario, better not be Matt Chapman. I mean, I don't know who else is out there that teams are willing to trade, but they're that position, and then left field / right field, you need a better option with Ty France at first base. That's why Heimer Candelario just makes a lot of sense right now. And then you need to add a few pieces of the bullpen. This team is not so incredibly far away that they need to go out and make a bunch of splashy moves, but they do need to go out there and make a couple. And whether that be, signing Cody Bellinger or making a trade for, I don't know, Brendan Donovan or what have you. I mean, even Gleyber Torres trade would be like, I would consider that a little splashy. You know what I mean?
It's a second baseman's going to make $14 million in salary arbitration next year. I'd say that's a pretty sizable move based on the money you're going to spend. He's got a ton of pop, ton of power at second, and it could work. Would I think that it would translate to T-Mobile coming from Yankee Stadium? Not nearly as much, but if there was a second baseman that I think could be almost like a Brett Boone style of power guy, not on that same level, but a dude that could still hit tanks in T-Mobile. Glaber's a guy that I could, see doing it. And Bellinger, I mean, I think, obviously, I mean, you said he's your dream free agent, not even Ohtani. You'd rather Bellinger than Ohtani because he fits a lot of what we need, because, he can be a backup first baseman, or he could even be just first base if we find, Ty France regressing a ton. I don't want that to happen, but, you can't have as much expectations as we did going into last year, like that level of certainty, because of how 2023 went. And then he also fills in the outfield. So Bellinger, the market's going to be crazy for him, unfortunately. So I don't know if it's overly possible, but I know that is a guy that is at the top of a ton of people's lists. So
Mike, what's up, dude? Do you think that Bellinger ends up with 25 plus a year?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it
I
goes
would project
project
his contract at 6 years, like 160, 170-ish. That's where I'd be at with him.
God.
Yeah, so around 25 to 26.
I feel like anything over I mean, at that point, screw it. Like 25 million a year for Cody. It's just off of 1 year after 2 straight down years. I mean, do I believe in Cody Bellinger, the hitter? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that he is more the guy that he was last year, the previous 2 years when he was with the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I don't know, man. It's like
There's a decent amount of question marks still surrounding Bellinger. Of like, we've seen him at his worst. Like, would he turn into a pumpkin again? Maybe, right? So is that worth $26 million? Right? Or
right.
the guaranteed contract of that. So it's tough. I mean, that's I think the risk of signing free agents that I think a lot of the front office probably would point to in terms of, like last year, or even like people just in general in the comments, like talking about like, oh, we got to move JP over from short to second, and then JP outperformed a lot of the shortstops signed in that free agent class last year, or at least performed on par with them, right? And so it's definitely it's a tough path to kind of navigate because there's no full way to tell like how things are going to turn out. Like Colton Wong having a negative OPS plus basically. Not I just like it's not reasonable to like go in there with that expectation. Is Cody Bellinger going to come in and put up MVP numbers? No, probably not. Is that worth $26 million? I don't know. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Dorian, thank you. Hopefully you did as well. Thank you very much. Eloy's a big no. Yeah.
It would
DH.
depend on the asking price,
Yeah.
which is gonna. I mean, it's a 1 year deal. Like, if they want like anything north of, I know that Emerson Hancock's just the guy that I choose to pick on. They want anything north of that, no.
Yeah.
So, Yuri says Justin Turner, JD Martinez, or Jorge Soler at DH. Of those three, I'd rather have JD.
I'd pick
With that
Jorge
being said,
Soler.
I was gonna say, with that being said, he's the only one without a position.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, just he is the most of those three. I think the most proven, the most likely um, to continue what he's done. Are you guys Mariners fans? No.
Probably not.
Any new news on Shohei to Seattle? What do you guys think the best pitch to get him to Seattle? I'm partial to the go anywhere else, and you're the guy, but not the franchise guy.
Hmm.
Huh?
I mean, that's certainly a pitch, Mike. Certainly an idea. There
Who
was a
is Ranger
comment.
Ravioli?
There was a comment. I can't remember on what video, but it was the pitch should be like any free agent or player acquiring to Seattle. The pitch should be you have a chance to be the first Seattle Mariner to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Like that legacy type thing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a pipe dream. Like that's fantasy land stuff. But it sets up great for a good, movie plot kind of a vibe for a team. So that would be if I had to go with a pitch, Mike, it would be that. The legacy
Mm-hmm.
of being the first Seattle Mariners team to win a World Series.
Do you guys think that Snell will come here even if it's for less money? I mean, would he come here for less money? Yes, according to everything that he said and everyone else has said. Thing is, Snell wants to be a Mariner. The fans want Snell to be a Mariner, but unfortunately, the Mariners don't want Snell to be a Mariner. So
So far.
until it is proven otherwise, we have to assume that he's not going to come here because why? Like, even as a guy who would love to see Blake Snell as a Seattle Mariner, I don't necessarily see the fit, and I know that Joe doesn't either. It's just not necessarily there, because of where the Mariners are at when it comes to their rotation. It just doesn't make sense to go out there and spend that money on him unless you're trading one of these guys for a big name, or not even a big name, just a bat in general. And you
Yeah.
can't sell low on Wu or Miller just because you want to bring in Blake Snell. You need to get the full value out of them, whether you're trading them to the Cardinals for Donovan, Gorman, what have you, or you're trading them somewhere else. You need to get the full value out of them. And if you can't do that, you don't sign Blake Snell. You need to trade one of those guys first and then sign Blake Snell.
Yeah, because I think that would help mold the rest of your off season essentially with like the dominoes are starting to fall slightly. The Geno trade I think is definitely one falling over. It's just a matter of what the next bigger move is. I wouldn't call the one that we had today of Rangel Ravelo anything other than a minor league invite to spring training. So don't take it more than that. I think I don't know. Because if we trade Miller or Wu, if the package isn't right, it's chaos. Everything's just gonna end up in flames. Thomas, you're saying we need more arms. I think 2 injuries to our starting rotation last year if we have two again this year, that's just brutal. And I think, there's ways to mitigate that and have higher floor guys and not have to rely on your prospects having to come up. Maybe they weren't overly ready. I think Miller and Wu did great in the position that they were put into, but I would not bank on 2-3 starting pitching injuries again in 2024. But that might just be me being hopeful.
Knock on wood,
Yeah,
homie. What's going on?
knock on wood. But it's just, if we were to go out and sign Blake Snell then and not trade one of those guys, pushing Miller or Wu out of the rotation, I think would like stunt their growth and just not give us the full value of of who they could be as pitchers. And so that's why a trade would be incumbent on signing Blake Snell after that. But huge Cabby fan. I trade him a lot in my offseason trade ideas, Juicy Booyah, so I'm so sorry. With Urias and Rojas and Demo, I'd put those three guys ahead of Cabby as far as having a spot on the Major League team next year. So I'm apologizing now when he's probably not there.
And also, Juicy, I saw your love for Mike Moustakas 6-7 years ago. I'm in.
Yeah, the Moose is loose.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I just think he's kind of washed up at this point. So,
yeah.
Couldn't you just move Miller or Wu to the bullpen? I mean, you could, but at that point, you're just really stunting their growth, in my opinion. And neither of them needs to go to the bullpen. You know what I mean? They're both fine starting pitchers as of right now. Mm-hmm. So moving them to the bullpen, I just don't necessarily see the benefit of it. If it's just to sign Blake Snell, I think you'd be better off trading one of them for a package that a young, controllable starting pitcher can get you, instead of just sending them to the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't think they have like the Matt Brash issue of when he was a starter, he just couldn't find the zone, which is still a problem that he has sometimes as a reliever, but his stuff just did not play up. I think maybe Miller would be better suited to a reliever role out of those two because his stuff plays really well for 1 to 2 innings, but it can kind of fall off once he loses his gas. How dare I diss Cabby like that? Sorry. But if I had to move one, it would be Miller into the bullpen because he hits 97 one inning and then he's back down to 92, and he's kind of a 2-pitch guy, or he's more so just a 1-pitch guy as it stands, fastball, and he could develop a second one, and that's kind of how Matt Brash turned into reliever Matt Brash, where he's electric and able to turn into the slider god at any given moment. But yeah, I just think oversaturating the rotation and the pitching staff, it's just going to overcrowd and like push guys out that might not necessarily need to be pushed out. Like more correct moves could be made. It's just the avenue to get there. It's not as clear as just signing Blake Snell because it's a very clear avenue to go do that. He was better than Colton Wong. Oh, 100% better than Colton Wong.
I was better than Colton Wong.
Yeah, like I would not put Colton Wong on this roster next year at all. Cabby has a chance depending on like where certain utility guys fill out. Don't get me wrong, like good defense, good speed. The bat is a little suspect. Great on base, obviously, like good, demeanor at the plate. It's just as far as the other guys, as far as like ceilings go, I would put Cabby. He's got I think a relatively high-ish floor for what he could be, but his ceiling doesn't go much beyond that. Like he's very strict in what he's at. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm talking too much
think
about Cabby.
Well, I'm gonna keep it going here. I think that Cabby, it was the classic Sam Haggerty effect, where he was good for a little while, and then he got overexposed. So, and I think that's what happened to Cabby last year. He started to fall off towards the second half, or I guess not really second half. Towards the end of the season, he fell off a lot. And don't get me wrong, he was still fine, but he was nowhere near he was like the first 20 games of his career with the Mariners.
Yeah.
And I think that this is an effect we've seen now. We started to see it with Cade Marlowe. We saw it with Sam Haggerty, but it's Cabby. It's stuck with Cabby, where he is the guy that everyone is like, that's the one. And then, he gets overexposed. He plays a lot, and all of a sudden, boom, that's that for him. U.S. veteran, I appreciate you, homie. Much love to you. We respect you too, man. This
Appreciate
this
that.
is this is this is the love. You know, this is what it's like as Mariners fans. We fight each other. We always come back and love each other.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Should we sign Brantley? I don't think it's a terrible fit. I know a lot of people probably just be mad that he was a Houston Astro, but I don't see it as a terrible fit. Could be a good DH, like give him some spots in the outfield every once in a while. He'd be like a budget signed, but he'd get booed. Yeah, probably, but you know, oh well. Did you see Mike's question?
I've never watched it, Mike, so therefore I can't answer the other two.
I've tried to watch it. I can't remember when. I think I was like homesick from work one day and I put it on and then I was sick, so then I fell asleep. Yeah, I get it. You stayed home sick from work today, bro. We get it,
It
bro.
feels targeted, bro.
This is the pointed comment about you
Feels
being sick.
targeted.
Yo, guys, Colton's sick. Can we get some love for Colton being sick?
Oh my god. Yeah, can everyone become a member right now because I'm sick? Just hit the join button down below, smile.
Stop.
Hashtag give us money, smile. Sorry I'm late to the mojo. Get it? I don't get it, Lucario. Umbreon? Question mark. See, Lucario knew that I was sick and he knew that members helped me feel better. So therefore he became a member for now 7 months in a row, guys. Thank you, Lucario. I feel better already. Smile.
You did great there. I have
Thanks.
no idea what you just said. Nailed it.
Hashtag ad, hashtag mojo, hashtag money.
Money, more power.
Let's see. See? Look at that. See? It's working. Mason becoming a member. Oh my gosh, I feel like I can run a mile now. That's crazy.
No, you can't.
I can't run a
No, you
mile
can't.
here, right?
Neither of us can. I'll
Love
admit
you,
it.
Mason. Smooches, bro.
Appreciate that.
More
dog.
members. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. Gosh, I am feeling better already, guys.
Stop.
This
You
is
sound like
crazy.
you sound like an NPC streamer. You probably don't know what that is, but
Like an AI streamer.
yeah, kind of. Like thanks for the roses, like that whole thing. You probably don't know what that is. It's a TikTok thing, but welcome back, Dorian, for the third month. Appreciate you. You can cancel on Twitter.
Are you still subscribed to me on Twitch?
You better have taken it off already, bro.
Dude, I got paid from Twitch the other day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got like $50 randomly.
Nice.
I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Twitch.
See, look at that. All you gotta do is ask, Joe. All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah, easy peasy. Saw the new badges y'all put out. Yeah, dude. I decided to finally update some things instead of having 3 emotes. I do have to change one of the emotes because there's no longer good vibes only. I do have to change that emote.
Oh, true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron. Okay. We saw that.
Yeah, dude. Aaron,
All right.
big D-backs fan. Shout out Aaron.
Yeah,
Follow him on
Aaron's
Twitter.
living a good life right now. Wow.
Really cheap D-backs tickets would be super nice.
I bet Ty and Colby watched the documentary just saying, good.
I'm glad they have.
They did. Good. They're better than us.
Yeah, they are.
Who is Ravioli? I don't know.
He's a guy that the Mariners signed because
Yeah.
Chills, we did it again. Chills. He's saying Tiny Gonzalez instead of Tiny Gonzalez. That's funny. Because he says it kind of fast, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Tiny Gonzalez. Yeah. Now that I say it like that. Yeah, Ravelo, first base outfielder guy. He probably won't see the major leagues next year. To add an Umbreon emote. Unfortunately, Lucario, I don't think a lot of people would understand.
Yeah, it'd be just you, bud.
It just be you. And I appreciate the love and affection that you have there, but it would just be you.
Yeah.
Most important part of any given stream. Damn. You hear that word? Everybody else, not important. You and I, Colton, not important. Umbreon.
Who?
Umbreon's important. Watch episodes 2 through 4. So we can skip the pilot, is what you're saying, Mike. We can skip the pilot deal.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Mason. Dude, throwing money at me? I feel like I gotta take my shirt off.
Don't you dare take the shirt off. Yo, is that the cap shirt
Yeah, it's a cap shirt.
from Simply Seattle?
Chat.
I'm selling out more.
Well, since you guys are already throwing money at us, go to Simply Seattle, use code Mojo10, and buy this cap shirt for yourself. You'd look great in it. You'd look hot.
Yeah.
Yo, appreciate you, single player smooches, bro.
Thanks for all the chats today, bro. Sorry if we didn't get to all of them, but saw you in here a bunch. Cuban had some minor league action. The MLB then went to the MBB. Facts, Juicy. He did his research. But did he know that he was a top 15 prospect in the A's farm system in 2016, 2017?
Joe did his research.
I did my research, boys.
Mason, appreciate the $5, man. The front office needs to do something or boot them both. Okay.
Boys.
Guys,
Do you have a tank top on underneath that?
no.
Oh no! Yo, here. Actually, I have big brain. Hold on, gigantic brain. Hold on. I'm covering Discord so your camera won't be active. There you go. Now take it off.
I just got to give the people what they want,
Don't actually take it off, please. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. It's gonna scare
Wow! Wow! I have a great body. All right.
Turn into an OnlyFans stream really quick. Only fats is what Colton would like to call
Fats,
it.
guys. That's
Only
what I
fats.
want to create. Only Fats. You'd appreciate the $4.99, Dorian. Take the shirt off.
Appreciate
It's unbelievable. I am more than just a piece of meat, chat. Smooches.
Yeah, why is that crazy? You said that smooches bro is crazy? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with telling the homies smooches? Y'all don't kiss the homies goodnight?
Always kiss the homies goodnight.
Mariners possible Rule 5 draft, guys. The only one that I don't think we talked about it at some point.
Troy Johnston was a guy that popped up that was, a name from the Marlins that they did not protect and would be available. So
Mason, do you remember Troy Johnston?
Oh,
I don't know.
I forgot. You know who this person is.
Yeah, I know who this person is. I played baseball against him / with him. Show off the Vogel bombs.
Is that what your gabungas are?
The Vogel bombs. You played against him at TCC? Yeah, bro. He played for the Bulldogs. So him and I played out of the same facility. Joe kind of looks like Mike Ford. Yo, I've never seen the two of them in the same place at the same time.
I'm not left-handed though.
So he says.
So I say. A lot of people said when I only had a mustache, I looked like Fat Mr. Beast. So I've gotten that a couple times. First base, yeah.
Sure. Yep.
He mashed in AAA for the Marlins last year. Mike, re-up for the members, bro. Appreciate. Who should pull a welcome to Wrexham for the M's?
I don't know what that means.
Ryan Reynolds and guy from It's Always Sunny, who I can't remember his name right now, bought Wrexham FC, which is a team in one of the European leagues, soccer, football, and they're good now. They've helped kind of funnel money into them essentially, and gotten some buzz around them, and I don't know if they're good, but decent. Who would be what Chris Pratt and Jeffrey Dean Morgan? They're Seattle guys, right?
Rain Wilson.
Rain Wilson, Rain Wilson could do it. I don't know if there's these crazy level celebrities that would want to do that, but
I'm in. Question is from Michael Carrillo. Carrillo?
He's been in here.
Oh,
he asked you about the Rule 5 draft.
Oh, that was Michael. Got you.
Yeah.
Macklemore should buy the team. Yeah.
Yeah. And then between every single inning, it's just can't hold us.
Here we go back. This is the moment.
Oh, I'd lose my mind.
Chris Hansen. Do you guys think Zach DeLoach helps the team some point next year? I would not be shocked to see him come up at some point.
Yeah.
And just I don't know.
I could see it just be the Cade Marlowe for this year.
Yeah.
Comes up, hits a clutch grand slam to bury a division rival for a bit and call it a day. And then never see the playing field ever again. Skull, what's up, bro? Who the hell is Ranger Ravi? Are
The
we just
second person
are
to say
we
that.
just deeming him as the ravioli guy?
Joel McHale.
Yo, Joel
Yeah.
McHale's not a bad shout.
Ranger Ravioli.
Yeah, I mean, he's nothing, so don't worry about it. The purple pineapple. I mean, is that Guriel? Is
Lord
that?
Escurial. Yeah, someone asked how we feel about Lord Escurial.
Mm.
Juicy did. I mean, I like him. I think he's a good fit. Don't you dare. You stole everyone else from us, Aaron. We at least get
I mean,
Lourdes.
I wouldn't call what the Diamondbacks have done as stealing from us because Jerry is willingly giving them away.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
But
true. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, oh, not the catch a predator guy. Got it.
I think Chris Hansen, that one is Hansen, maybe if there's a difference
Oh,
there. But yeah,
got it.
not the first person to say that, bro. It's okay.
Yeah. How does he dump Gino and not Marco? Because there's no market for Marco.
Yeah, I mean,
You took Cooper Hummel. Dang it.
darn. I would be surprised if Hummel's in the organization next year. I mean, we've got him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets just thrown into a trade for whatever reason.
The Mariners won that trade, by the way.
Would
Because
would you call it a win?
yes, because Kyle Lewis was DFA'd and non-tendered by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
Therefore, the
I
Mariners could go get
guess.
him.
I guess.
Thoughts?
I
Thoughts?
I wouldn't call it a win. I'd call it a wash, if anything, as far as that trade is concerned.
Well, now the Mariners could go sign Kyle Lewis, and you get both of them.
Yeah, but are they going to do anything for your
Kyle
major league?
Hummel, Cooper Lewis.
Combine them into one?
Yeah.
Okay. I could
Thoughts?
turn them into like an Autobot or a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man's played 10 games and was banished to Tacoma. Just remember, guys, Joe made a video
Cooper
early on.
Himmel.
Yeah, with the title it said Cooper Himmel.
So good. Dude, he was
Yep.
tearing it up in spring training for a bit there.
He was.
Had some hope. Made the opening day roster. And just couldn't figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. Cooper Himmel, by the way, guys.
Dude, had a chance. Better than Ravioli guy. But I could see them having very similar Mariners careers, playing about 10 games and never touching the T-Mobile Diamond ever again. But
I don't think Ravioli plays a single game.
you don't think so?
Not at the MLB level.
Dude, what if in spring training he's hitting like 400?
Send Julio down.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, as far as like roster spot is concerned, if they don't add someone to be the backup first base, Sean just subscribed. Sean, thank you for subscribing.
Shout out Sean.
Dude, Sean with the subscription. If they don't add someone to be what Rangel Ravelo's role should be or could be, then it's just chalked. Chalk from the jump.
That's true. Why do you guys think that none of the big names, not including Shohei, haven't? I mean, some of them have. I mean, Aaron Nola.
I don't know. I feel like they're waiting to set the market. If
Yeah.
anything, like Aaron Nola, if he was going to go back to Philadelphia, I think that was just kind of like something that was going to happen pretty quickly. Since, talked about like he got more money offered elsewhere, but he wanted to go back to Philly, whatever. That deals like that, like re-signing to whatever kind of extent there, I think happen earlier rather than later. Whereas guys that are testing the market are fielding offers from everywhere, waiting until a big name gets signed. Because if you sign too early, maybe you miss out on some cash, kind of a thing. So, like, I feel like when I was at the beginning of the offseason projecting what I think contracts could be, like I was giving Candelario 13, 14 million a year, being like, oh yeah, that's spot on. And then trade rumors just giving him like 18. I'm like, what are we like? What am I doing? So I have no idea what the market's going to be like, and that's probably what a lot of the free agents and just agents in general are probably looking at. Like, okay, we wait for Ohtani to sign for 70 million a year, and then we cash to the moon.
Yeah, like Dogecoin.
Exactly. Nola's trash.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know about trash. There's
Uh,
definitely, better pitchers you might be able to go out and acquire for similar money of 7 years, 172. But trash is a stretch.
we should trade Luis Torrens, Andres Munoz, and Ty France. Don't forget about Taylor Trammell, bro, for Austin Nola. Hey, Austin Nola's a free agent. Let's just sign him.
We could have
Get the
signed him
whole.
instead of trading for Sebi Zavala.
Yeah. By the way, yeah.
Why are you yelling?
You said it and it made me mad.
Mad, grumpy.
I got mad.
You got Cal grumpy.
I did get Cal grumpy.
Throw it in the chat, boys. Cal grumpy in the chat.
Kelnick is trash. Nah.
So yeah, who earlier, by the way, said that we should move on from Kalnick? Was it you, Sour Vanilla? I feel like it was Sour Vanilla. Maybe it's not. He needs counseling? Shit. That's one way to put it. I think this is the last chance. And then next year, I'm gonna say that again. I'll just say it again until he's not a Mariner. He gets one more chance every single time until he's not a Mariner anymore. Because I want him to be good so bad. I want Jared to be Julio's Robin so freaking bad in the outfield.
I mean, yeah, I think that 2024 is a big year for JK. Like, it's make or break, like you said. I mean, if he pray for Mark Trumbo.
Lord,
I have a Mark Trumbo jersey. Yeah, I mean, if he kind of continues down the path that he was really good at the start of the year. We know this. But at the same time, we still did see a few of his little flare-ups here and there, obviously leading to him breaking his foot. And unfortunately, it's not the first time that we've heard him say, "Hey, I'm not going to do that anymore."
Yeah.
So wait and see.
Am I the fool and he's the toxic ex? Do I just keep going back to him and letting him hurt me?
I think so.
This is so sad.
Yeah.
Give It Up,
Way
Live
to
in
go.
the Now is hilarious, by the way. Never. I will live in Fantasyland as long as I can.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I would not trust Logan with my child, Ty France. That is the thing he said.
That's kind of rude.
I believe that's when Logan had his mustache.
Oh, that's a good point. That's fair. His mustache was very not great. What?
I just thinking about it. I don't think I could either. That mustache was tough.
I wanted to like it. I was in when, like, a lot of the guys were doing it. Cal was doing it. I was in. I'm a mustache. I will, I will defend the mustache if I have to. I'll shave tonight. Rock a mustache if I have to. No, you don't want me to?
Right. No.
But yeah, Logan's wasn't it. Aaron, don't say that. Please don't say that.
We could have gotten Carlos Vargas for cash, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have taken much. They probably weren't doing diddly squat with him.
Yeah.
I'm down here now.
Yeah. Why you down there, dude? What's going on? Yo, Luke with the 199 JP or Julio as 2024 AL MVP. Julio.
I mean, I would bet on Julio before JP, but I also would not have expected JP to have the same OPS as Julio in 2023, but he did. So anything's possible at that point.
Ooh. Who's winning the Oscar for Best Picture? I mean, everything that I've heard is that Killers of the Flower Moon is a terrible movie.
Oh.
And incredibly slow and boring.
I think there's an audience for it. I've heard that take. I have. But I've also heard that it's good. And Scorsese did it again, in a way. I would vote Oppenheimer. Personally, I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. I have not seen Killers of the Flower Moon, but I also haven't seen any movies recently. In the last movie I saw was Five Nights at Freddy's a month ago. Guilty. Okay? Guilty. But I would give it to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you haven't seen like the Marvels or anything?
Nah.
Why?
No particular reason. Lourdes Gurriel or Lee for left field. Jung-Hoo Lee, but I know the Mariners would rather have Gurriel because they want a right-handed outfielder. For whatever reason. To help with the lineup composition, right-handed contact bat is who they want. So Gurriel out of those two makes sense. There's the super chat. Luke, appreciate it. Don't know why they take forever to come in. The sub happens like immediately. The members happen immediately, but super chat takes forever. But yeah, Jung-Hoo Lee, I'm in. So in.
509 wants you to shave your mustache to look like Mr. Ty Dane Gonzalez's.
See, Ty's is so dark.
That's true.
Mine, I've got, so it's like brown into blonde. It's a little bit lighter on the stash and in my goatee area. So it would not be nearly as dark. But I can look like a cop and or firefighter like he did. It can happen.
That's what I thought when I saw that when I was making the reaction video.
What do you mean?
Cop or firefighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what came to mind.
Yeah.
Sign Bellinger, put him at first. Trade Ty, Cabby, and Demo to the Mets for McNeil and Edwin Diaz. That would be the biggest fleece in the history of the world if it was Ty France, Jose Caballero, and Dylan Moore for Jeff McNeil and Edwin Diaz.
Is that a fleece?
Yeah, of course it is.
I don't know if it's necessarily that big of a fleece. McNeil's fine. McNeil's like pretty decent. He kind of had it compared to his previous endeavors. Did not have an overly great year last year. Gives you positional flexibility. You are paying $20 million to a reliever.
Yeah.
And I understand like the value you're giving up in Ty, not great. Cabby, not overly great. Demo, sure. Like, yeah, those, it's, it's a fleece. But I wouldn't call it the biggest fleece.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest fleece, I guess, was getting Ty France. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's like we're trading you maybe a league average first baseman, maybe. And we're trading you a guy who probably is going to show a lot of regression in 2024 in Cabby. And Demo, who's now been pretty bad for the last calendar year, especially after the injury. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he went boom for 1 week and then called it good.
Yeah.
Which was pretty sick, by the way. Totally.
Ty France signing a $20 million a year contract? Nope.
He better have a 160 OPS plus next year if he's signing for $20 million.
Nope, not happening.
Not locked on Ty or Demo.
He said the thing.
He said locked on. Send them both. Yeah, I mean, I've been hesitant to include Demo in packages only because of like the 3-year extension or whatever that we, signed him to last offseason. And I don't know why. I really don't know why I've been hesitant to trade him.
Probably because he just doesn't really have much value right now, I would say. Like, I don't necessarily know what you would get for trading Dylan Moore right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think you get maybe more value for trading Sam Haggerty, which is kind of a weird. I don't know, man.
I don't know about all that.
It's like close though. It's close.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Were you wanting me to segue into the lockdown reaction video? Is that why you said that?
Sure.
No, I mean that's not what I'm asking. Or I mean that is what I'm asking, but
no, but okay. Great idea.
Great idea. Way to go. You derailed this. It's all your fault.
I derailed this? Kyle, why are you only saying hi to Joe?
Hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. That's my friend, Kyle Jones.
You, Kyle.
By the way, it's my friend. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Now I'm mad.
Why are you mad at me?
Sam Haggerty for Matt Olson, 1 for 1, easy.
Yeah.
Shut up, Kyle.
Hate you. And on that note, that's okay.
That was from Caden. Hi, Caden.
That makes more sense. Prima, I already looked towards my closet. That's right here. You can't see
Colton.
it.
Screw you, Joe. Let's go, Mike. Kendra Maeda, by the way.
No, Aaron, did you just break news?
Yo. To the Tigers?
I mean, they were interested.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. Aaron did break news.
Aaron, you broke news?
From John Haman.
Shout out, Aaron.
Wow.
Good morning, baseball.
2-year deal for the Tigers, huh?
I think it makes sense. They're going to lose Sonny Gray. They kind of want to get a little bit like, what? Sonny Gray. Twins. Holy cow. Eduardo Rodriguez. They're
Eduardo
losing.
Riguez.
They're losing Eduardo Riguez. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Veteran for the Tigers. They're gonna. I think. I mean, traded for Mark Canna. Sign Kenta Maeda. The Tigers are going in. The Tigers are gonna sign Shohei Ohtani, and every other free agent is gonna be a Kansas City Royal.
Dude, let me tell you, Tigers Royals ALCS is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna hit like, whoa. It's 2 a.m. Shout out you in Germany, bro.
Why are you still up?
Because he's watching the hit YouTube channel Mariner Mojo live on youtube.com/ at Mariner Mojo official. Duh. Of course.
Well, we gotta let this man go to bed.
That is fair. Who is this? Yuri? That's not a real person.
Yuri,
I don't believe you.
mm,
No.
your mother,
Yeah.
Yuri Mudder,
You can't fool me.
Yuri Mudder.
Miller for McNeil and Nimmo? Yo, Y2K, I would be in. They're not gonna say yes to that.
No, they're not.
Riley Green, by the way, if the Tigers weren't in, I would be in on Riley Green. You know what I mean? I would want him on the Seattle
It's
Mariners.
a really strange way to put that.
Why?
He'd be it, whatever. Taylor
What?
Dollard isn't worth a sparkling turd. I mean, I would say that's a bit harsh. I'm sure he's a very nice person. He
Yeah,
probably doesn't have a whole lot of use for the Mariners, but
maybe another team could find value in Taylor Dollard, but probably not.
anyway,
This is going to do it for this live stream announcing the Rangel Ravelo signing for the Seattle Mariners, future lifetime Tacoma Rainier. Appreciate you guys hanging out. 19 mil, 2 years. Okay. All right. I see you.
thoughts on Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Said it earlier, Juicy. Where were you? Also, we like his hair.
He's pretty decent, but we're going to get out of here because we got a podcast to record. Yep. Hit your podcast coming out tomorrow, 9 a.m. Be there, be square.
Believe.
Yeah, believe. Am I